You've found your way to Side Door Sound, where we're hearing from the bands worth hearing. Each episode, we'll catch up with a band that's on the road making great music right now. We'll share some whiskey and some conversation, and you might even find your new favorite band. And if you enjoy the episode, and we think you will, do all those good things like liking and following. We appreciate it. Now sit back, have a little bit of whatever relaxes you, and enjoy the show. You found the sound on Side Door Sound. Hey, don't touch your dial. You found Side Door Sound. I'm Brent, your side door man. I am in the green room at the Green Door in Lansing, Michigan, a.k.a. my hometown. And I'm psyched to be here because I'm here with Left Lane Cruiser. So we've got Joe and Rick here. And if you haven't heard of these guys, stop what you're doing. Well, no, don't stop what you're doing. Listen to the rest of the show, then stop what you're doing. Go out to Spotify and pull up some Left Lane Cruiser music. You will be impressed for sure. This is my first time to see them live, so I'm excited about that as well. So, Left Lane Cruiser, what's up?
How's it going?
How's it going, man?
Good. Appreciate you guys being here. So, we're going to start the show the proper way and have a little toast here. So, we've got a bottle of Laphroaig quarter cask. Good, muscular, smoky whiskey.
Did you say muscular?
I did.
Getting swole. Oh, yeah. We're about to do a little workout right here with this.
That reminds me of the night before we flew home from Europe last tour.
Yeah, dude.
Remember the bottle of single malt New Amsterdam?
Yeah.
We'll have a toast here to Left Lane
man.
Cruiser joining the Side Door Syndicate here.
Side Door Sound.
Yeah, what do you think?
Very good.
Worth
good,
worth
man.
drinking?
Yeah, that's good.
All right, cool.
It's a good sipper.
All right, well, let's get rolling. So, first question I got to ask is I was kind of doing some research here. I read that Left Lane Cruiser has been known to write songs on stage, and Tangled Up in Bush was maybe written on stage right here in Lansing, Michigan.
Yeah, man, that could be very true. I mean, a lot of that record was written on stage because that lineup of Left Lane was after Bryn, my original drummer, had retired from the band for the first time, and Pete Dio on drums and Joe Ben on bass, and like just as Rick had two years ago, usually anytime anybody joins the band, you hit the deck running because it's not really a band that doesn't stay busy. So Tangled Up in Bush very well could have been written right here in Lansing. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Would have been at probably Max Bar.
Yeah. Well, anybody that went to Michigan State or lives in Lansing, when you said Max Bar, they're like, oh yeah, of course, that's where they would have wrote that song.
Totally.
I got a great story about being underage and overserved at Max Bar when I was in college, but that's a story for a different day. So, two guys from Fort Wayne, right? Obviously steeped in the Mississippi blues. I'm curious, how you went that direction. Did you guys spend time in South Chicago? Is that where you got your love of the blues, or?
Oh, I wish. I mean, I did later in life, for sure. I used to get down to Maywood and Bellwood. But me personally, my dad was a huge Muddy Waters and Rolling Stones fan, so
Okay.
that was just kind of the soundtrack of my household as I was growing up. And I never knew about open tunings till I had been playing guitar for about 10 years. And when I moved to Fort Wayne, one of our mutual buds, he goes way back with him, a guy named Andy Manis, finally, he was tuning his guitar down one day, and we were all just sitting around chilling, and I was like, what the hell are you doing? He's like, I'm going into open tuning, man, because we were jamming, and I was like, what is that? And then he showed me it was open G, and like my whole world changed. Like I instantly, the second we tuned down together, I played In My Time of Dying, just like that. It was like instantly. So that was really a catastrophic moment there for
Gotcha.
me.
And then no going back after that. Right?
No, yeah. And before that, I had already kind of gotten into the Fat Possum sound, and that's kind of where the North Mississippi Hill Country was a huge influence because my original drummer Bryn, we had both grown up playing and listening to the traditional blues, and when we found that North Mississippi Hill Country style, it was kind of like writing original music to that was like our own thing, kind of all of a sudden. Like it was like our blues, not our dad's blues.
Right,
Sure. So it was kind of cool. And but in all actuality, like Left Lane's always been a band that blends everything. So We got a lot of heavy elements like Rick's way familiar with, like the metal, and we had hip hop and funk, and I love mixing anything original. Just try to be original as we can.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think the best bands are hard to characterize anyway. Every genre seems like it's blended into the others these days, and someone's like, "Oh, what do they play?" I think, well, I don't know what the words are, but I think that's also cool. Playing the blues and how you can wear your influences on your sleeve, but still make it your own. It's original music. It's just steeped in whatever it is that, like you said, you grew up listening to or whatever you're into at the moment. And
absolutely, we try to pay respect. That's for sure.
Yeah, and I've been learning a lot about that. The old Mississippi Delta blues from Joe. To be really honest, growing up, my parents. My exposure to the blues was really, I don't even know if you call it blues, call it what you want, but it's like basically, Led Zeppelin and ZZ Top, shit like that. I mean, I don't know if you call it blues. It's rock and roll. But they're heavily influenced by the blues. I mean, when I say I was exposed to it, I mean, it was like pounding through the walls of our house with big, massive Marantz speakers and loud, man. And like my mom was in a band when I was a little kid. They practiced in our basement. She was a singer, but really learning about the blues in my life has been just hanging out with Joe over the past year and a half and traveling on the road, like long drives, like just picking through stuff that I know that he knows well, that he's been heavily influenced by, but a lot of it's new to me. There's a lot of understanding. A lot of the music that we listen to today, like whether it's popular music or underground, it is so heavily influenced by the old blues music.
Right.
It's where so much Western music has come from.
Oh yeah,
it's crazy.
Has listening to that old blues allowed you to kind of get in the groove with Joe as far as being in a band together?
It's given me a newfound respect for that music and what. Where it came from and the experiences, the people that were writing it. And, I'm a big fan of world music, really get into like African music, like old African tribal music and classical Indian music and South American music, a lot of percussion stuff. But interestingly enough, I never really studied the blues, but now I am.
Oh, yeah.
So
there you go. You can add something else to your repertoire.
Yep. Thanks to Joe.
So. Joe, you've been, and I don't know, Rick, if you've been a touring musician for as long as Joe has. I know Joe's been doing it for a long, long time. But what's, so over 20 years, how is your perspective on the whole thing? Playing, rehearsing, performing, traveling, writing, how has your perspective changed as you've aged, matured, whatever you want to call it?
Yeah, I'd say it's changed a lot. I think like a couple big factors in that is, just your personal age. When I was younger in the 20s, everything seemed much more heavily rooted in, like whiskey drinking. It was kind of like a badge of courage we were proud of, and being young like that, it really did help like the music creation kind of explode, especially like the performing. And as time goes on, your body doesn't stand the test of time, so you got to change it a little bit. And more so for me personally, when I started having kids, kind of changed a lot. I think I wanted to write more diverse music. I think like the sound changed a lot, just because your emotions change. Like when I was real young, it was just hard rock, heavy blues, like boom. But then I kind of try to want to work with other influences and different structures in the guitar and whatnot. But the thing that hits the hardest is just the road and the lifestyle. When you're in your 20s, you can play 200 shows a year and it don't feel like shit. But when you're in your 40s, it's almost like suicide, and nothing, not to be negative there, of course, because everything is an opportunity and you got to seize the moment no matter how old or what condition you're in. But I guess that's what's changed my perspective the most is just the time, how it wears on you and, burnout, like the whole burnout thing. I've started trying to find ways around that, which is actually just like putting the fucking guitar down. I used to always think like I had to beat it and constantly play it and constantly work on it. And just this last couple months, we did it. We finished our Europe tour and I got the family came over for a vacation, and I put the guitar down for like 12 days. I didn't touch it, and that was the longest I haven't touched a guitar in like 30 years. Wow. And then when I picked it back up, it was just like an ocean flew, like, so like, it worked out, to be good. But, I mean, that's just kind of like, basically how it goes, I'm sure, for all musicians that have been touring and grinding for, a couple decades.
Sure. Yeah, I think we all get perspective on more I would say more important, but different important things kind of become a part of our life.
Totally,
and you're like, oh, it's not all about playing music. It's about raising your kids and doing those other things. Yeah. So that's cool.
Sticking around.
That's cool. Talk to me about the Breaking Bad soundtrack. So Wayne Dale, I think it was, you sung on Breaking Bad. How does that come about? Was there someone on the Breaking Bad staff that was just a huge Left Lane Cruiser fan, or?
I feel like that's kind of always how that stuff works, maybe. To us, to give you like literally our side of how it went down, we were on tour. I think we were driving through Oklahoma, coming up from Austin, Texas for South by Southwest. And our record label called and said, there's this TV show that wants to use this song. Are you cool with it? And at this time, I mean, nobody knew Breaking Bad. So we were like, sure, man, like, that's awesome. And it all worked out great. But like, as far as what we did to like, there's nothing, all that stuff is kind of luck of the draw, whoever's on the inside. I mean, I'd give all the credit to the record label just for being able to, do that. They're in Burbank. So, I mean, I know Patrick and Susie, the owners, have connections with like, movie studios and stuff, but I've had like probably 7 or 8 songs licensed now, and it always seems like it's just, somebody's cool on the inside of the production team or whatever, and they're into some underground kind of music.
Yeah. Well, that, turned out to be a pretty iconic show, obviously.
Oh, man,
so,
yeah. I was super grateful with that placement and where they put it. And, man.
That's a live Natural Sound Records, too, by the way.
Okay.
Oh, right, yeah.
Left Lane's on.
Yeah.
Excellent. Good shout out.
They're sweethearts.
Oh, man, very, very cool folks.
I'm interested in your perspective. The band got launched, 2006, 2004. 2004, okay. In 2008 was maybe your first full release.
Got signed. Yep.
So I think different musicians have different perspective. To me, for me as a music fan, Spotify has kind of like unlocked the universe. I can listen to bands that I never would have heard in a million years because they wouldn't have gotten a record label, they wouldn't have gotten played on the radio, whatever. Do you think that streaming has helped Left Lane Cruiser grow an audience and become established and stay at it, or do you think it's hey, they're playing our music, they're paying us, pennies, and, is it a good or bad thing for your career?
Oh, I mean, as far as the pay, they don't pay you anything. So let's be clear about that. But
less than pennies.
Yeah, I mean, when a penny is a billionth of a penny, I mean, what is that? But I am not complaining about that at all, because to your earlier point there, it has probably turned us on to millions of people. I mean, damn near, maybe. I don't know. We have millions of plays on a song. So,
right. And you got it's 120,000 listeners a month, like monthly listeners. So, that adds up.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I think it's been almost up to like 400,000 monthly listeners. There's different gears and work for that. Like, sometimes our label pays to get us on playlists and stuff like that. But I mean, it's all about the exposure. Like, there's a lot of musicians that are bitter and resentful of it. But I think even those guys can realize like the exposure you get from it is still an amazing thing. And what I love, what it did was it turned all music into the public library for the listener, which is what we make music for.
That's right.
Right? I mean,
we make it to share our passion
absolutely.
and our feelings and our thoughts.
Yeah, if you're an independent artist, today I won't say it's easy, but to record your music and get it out there doesn't necessarily mean you get a lot of listens, but at least you got a shot, right?
Absolutely, man.
You got that shot that somebody hears and it blows up kind of thing. Whereas
those things lead to tours. They lead to, you getting into countries you've never been before, all those things.
No auditions required.
Yeah.
Speaking of countries, a great segue. So I know you guys toured Europe earlier this summer or spring, I guess.
Last month.
And I noticed on your tour schedule, like you played 5 different countries, I think 20 some shows, and you played more shows in France than all the other countries combined. So does France got a thing for you guys? Do you guys got a thing for France? How did that
Maybe a
work
little
out?
of both. I don't know.
Yeah, we love some France.
It's really nice over there. It's my favorite country. I mean, yeah, it's amazing.
Our booking agent is an awesome guy, Jerome Bouchetil. He goes by Buzz. He's out of Bordeaux. He's been booking for decades, and so
Definitely my favorite country in Europe. But all the people over in Europe and even UK, they're so sweet. Our fans are awesome over there.
Yeah, cool.
their whole culture, their whole country, everything's just amazing.
The food is amazing. The environment is amazing. One of the things I love about France is that when you drive down the road, all of the plants on the side of the road aren't sprayed with Roundup and glyphosate and burned to death with chemicals. They just let the wildflowers grow and they let the bugs do their thing. And most of the fields over there, I mean, they don't even allow most of the seeds that we use in the United States into their country, or into the EU for that matter. And we go over there, we eat all the bread we want, eat all the pasta we want.
Yeah, the food is so
Dude, we
good.
feel great. And we come back home and like 5 to 10 days after being home, I'm like, oh, I don't feel great. Not as good energy. My stomach hurts.
What's the strangest interaction you've ever had with a fan after a show?
Oh, man, dude, strange as it gets.
Probably a lot of them, but
Oh man, I don't know, man.
or we can pivot. What's the strangest thing that's ever happened in a venue while you were playing?
Okay, I know one of the this isn't even that strange.
You get
but
it.
Something we were over in. I want to say we were in Belgium.
Yeah.
We were in Brussels on this last tour, and we were playing in this really cool venue, and it had like these really beautiful brick pillars on the inside of the room, and people show up to shows and they're like
The 360
lit.
crowd.
Yeah, it was a 360 stage, so we're in the middle of the venue and there's people all around us. So there's literally people standing behind us, which for me, like when I walk into a restaurant, I'm one of those weirdos who likes to like sit, so I'm always
got
facing the
issues.
door.
Sure.
Because we've all had, Joe and I have had interesting experiences in life separate from the band, but I don't know, whatever. It's just the way my mind works. So we got people behind us the whole time, all around us, and it's cool. And there's really no security in this venue. I mean, not for the most part. There's a little bit, but for me, the weirdest thing that night was this guy got up on stage. He was this guy that was actually kind of bantering Joe, kind of pushing his buttons a little bit. He was
shit.
He's talking shit, and he showed up wasted. This guy showed up wasted to the show, and he's drinking, and he's like, come on, no excuses. And next thing you know, he stands up on stage, and I'm sitting here playing my drums, and 5 inches from my face is a beer.
Yeah, dude.
And I got drumsticks swinging, and this guy's holding a beer right in front of my face, and he's standing on the stage somehow. And I was just like so close to wanting to hit the beer out of his hand with my drumstick, but I didn't want to be a dick, and I didn't want to hurt the guy's hand. And I was just thinking, I just looked at him, shook my head no, and looked at him like, dude, get the fuck off the stage, please. So like that was a funny one. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, no kidding. You don't know what someone's like that's going to do. Well,
He kept going with Joe though. This guy kept just pushing Joe's button, and Joe,
I said something to him at some point. I said, "Don't be talking shit when you're behind me."
Yeah, no kidding. Just having your back turned to people is, while you're trying to do something. Yeah.
I mean, Joe probably has stories. Joe has piles of stories from touring over there and even in the States, for the past 20-ish years. But
Oh yeah.
I mean, one of the coolest things I experienced, it was kind of crazy, is we were playing this show in France in the middle of the countryside, and these kids, I wouldn't say kids, but these people built this beautiful, badass skate park. And it was outdoor, but it was covered. It was almost kind of under a hangar.
Yeah.
And they poured their own concrete and made these massive, beautiful, smooth bowls and everything for everybody to skate in. They had a stage built there, and there was just hundreds of people there partying, getting down.
Yeah.
Crowd surfing.
It's called Fiscal Paradise.
That's right.
Lorient.
And they were skating right in front of us in these huge bowls in the skate park. And it was fun.
Yeah,
it was a good time.
That's
That was
cool.
awesome, man. Yeah.
Joe, tell him about the time that the dude from that other band, I can't remember his name, he climbed up the truss and unplugged the power.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
We were playing in l'Empire de Malt in Clermont-Ferrand, France, and one of our fellow musician buddies had come to the show, and he is so lit. He was crowd surfing, and then he started climbing the scaffold into the show or for the stage, and accidentally pulled out the main power cord.
For like everything.
It's an outdoor show, so all the lights, all the power, everything goes dark. Shit. And he had brought his young son there, and
that's way to impress your kid, right?
Yeah, well, yeah. So we get down. They finally get everything going again. We finish the show. We get down, and his kid comes running up to me, and he barely speaks English, and he's like, my father, they throw him away. And I'm like, oh no, they kicked him out. And he's like, yes, can you please get him back? At this point, I didn't know what he did. So I go to my buddy who's running the door, and he's my good friend who used to tour manage us, Johan Suet, and I just was like, hey man, this kid, his dad brought him, and he just wants to know if his dad can get back in, man. Like, it's cool with us, man. Can you please? And he's like, no, he ruins the show.
You didn't realize he was the one that pulled the power.
I had no fucking clue. That's funny. And then he's like, do you remember when the power went out? And I'm like, oh fuck, that was him. Oh man. And I turned to his son, and I'm just like, bro, I'm sorry. Dad's gone, dude.
Well, hopefully the kid reconnected with his dad at some point.
Oh, he did. Oh yeah, he was like standing right outside. He was good.
Nice. So how about the opposite of that? What's the most unrock and roll place you've ever played a gig? Kid's birthday party,
weddings.
Yeah, weddings.
I'd say weddings. I mean, that's goes for me playing in other bands too. But it's everybody thinks that like it's a good idea to hire a loud ass like ruckus rock band for a wedding. But dude, most people at that wedding do not want to hear that shit.
Yeah,
and
not the family.
No, the family's just like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
So do you tone it down at all? Do you try to throw some ballads in there? Or do you fuck it and just play what you play?
It's hard
we
to,
don't really
man.
tone. We can't really tone down what we do.
Right.
I mean, that's the hardest part. I'd say that's like the most unrock and roll stuff is when you're playing a place and they're like, you're too loud and you're too drunk and
the drums are too loud. I'm just like, dude,
the fucking drums, dude.
They're drums.
Yeah,
I don't really have.
And we're just two people.
Right.
Like it always blows my mind that people could say we're too loud. I'm like, it's two people. But I get it. I'm not, blaming nobody. I mean, I'm deaf as shit, and I always have been, so I have to have it loud.
All right, guys. Well, I think I didn't set my timer, but I think we're probably approaching 20 minutes, and I know you guys got things to do, so we'll start to wrap up here. But my final question, I call this Rock and Roll Lazarus. So basically, just who would you bring back to life that you never got to see play live that you would want to see play live?
I mean, that's a hard one because, I'd bring back a whole army if I could. I think as far as one of my main influences, which timeline-wise, I should have been able to see him, but R.L. Burnside would have been a real, and Junior Kimbrough, those two guys they're kind of like the godfathers of that branch of blues that I just worship, that'd be it. But I mean, like to throw a classic rocker in, I mean Jimi Hendrix, dude. Like, I mean, holy shit.
That seems like a no-brainer there.
Yeah.
So, Rick,
for me, it's an easy one. It would be John Bonham for sure. He's my drumming hero of all time. I think he died actually the year that I was born, 1981.
Okay.
And never got to see him play.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
And through the outdoor.
But he has been the biggest influence on me, I think, as a drummer, just throughout my entire life. I've got some other drummers, that I discovered as I was a teenager and in my 20s, and even I'm still discovering new drummers now. But John Bonham's just. He's the pocket guy.
Any conversation about the greatest drummers, Bonzo is going to be in there.
Yeah.
in the top few for sure. So.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
All right, excellent. Well, listen, we're gonna wrap it up here. Joe, anything you want to share with the listeners before we sign off? Any new music coming out? Anything you want to throw out there?
No, we got a lot of new stuff. Me and Rick are working on right now. We're gonna. He's got his own studio, so we're about to cut a new record, and he's also compiled a lot of road footage, video footage. So we're working on that as well. Thanks to the Green Door for having us tonight, and thank you, Brent, for having us on the Side Door Sound there. Appreciate you.
Yeah, absolutely. My pleasure. Rick, any parting words?
I'm just excited to get this new music recorded and get it out to the world, man. I love writing with Joe. This has turned out to be way cooler than I could have ever imagined writing music, and with Joe, and we got a cool thing going on. He's been doing this a long time with Left Lane. I've been playing with other bands, but this is pretty it's really unique. The thing that we got going on is
man.
And every rendition of Left Lane Cruiser with different drummers has been different and really cool in its own way. But for me, of all the other projects I've done, this is way different than the other stuff I've done. I love it. So I think this new music's going to be killer. I'm just excited to get it recorded and get it out.
Good deal. Well, I'm looking forward to it for sure. And like I said, I've tried to catch you guys live a few times and things never lined up. So I'm excited to see you play here in an hour or two at the Green Door, and excited to have a great band coming to my hometown. So appreciate you guys being here. Appreciate the music, and appreciate you for coming on the show.
Yeah, dude. Thanks
for having us, man.
Take care. Thanks for stepping in the side door with us today. That's all for this episode, but make sure you subscribe and follow us wherever you consume your podcast so you don't miss a single episode. You can find us on Instagram at Side Door Sound and on Spotify at Side Door Sound. And we'd like to shout out our friends over at Whiskey Signal. You can find them at Whiskey Signal, and they remind you there's no E in whiskey. So thanks again for listening, folks, and until next time, take care of yourself and rock on.